Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of the Baited Podcast. I'm your host, Colossal is Crazy, and we're joined here once again by Chad, Anything for Views.
I hit kids.
And DJ, Killer Keemstar.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen?
So we've got a kind of short episode for you today, more of an update really, because we've got some big things coming up in the future. KSI Obalajubu will be the next guest on the show, and though it's not yet confirmed, there's a possibility we might also be getting FouseyTube on at a later date. So apologies for the shorter episode today. We will be making it up to you. I think we're recording the KSI podcast on Monday, so keep your eyes peeled for that. Keemstar, what are we talking about today?
Disgusting opinions coming from YouTubers right now over the brand new Adpocalypse version 3.
It's not Adpocalypse 3, it's 2.
I think it's 3.
When
It's 2.
did the second one happen? It's 2.
Yeah, you just can't fucking
I
count.
don't. Someone else. I think I was watching Philip DeFranco, and he said it was version 3, and
It's
I can't
2.
remember what 2 was. But regardless,
He didn't.
Well, why are you saying he didn't? Like, you know, motherfucker. I watched the video. He said it was Adpocalypse version 3.
He's wrong.
I don't know what he meant by number 2. I wasn't paying that much of attention, to be honest. But
Honestly, let's just fuck Philip DeFranco. Who cares what that dickhead says? Okay, is anyone actually losing money from this, though, or is it just people complaining?
if you're a part of Philip DeFranco's Patreon, you're losing money.
Oh.
Where the fuck is that news network? Where the fuck is that news network, Philly D?
You know what pisses me off the most about that? When he makes the video asking for money, he puts himself in a room like he's building some brand new fucking office, and yet it's probably just like his kid's room.
He is such a fucking con. It was probably a green screen. It probably wasn't anything real happening behind him. And then he starts the video off saying, "I'm so nervous and I'm so excited." Fuck off! You're worth $20 million.
Has he updated even one new thing from the original show yet?
Okay.
I don't think he has.
I don't really want to talk about that fucking rat that used to be a host on Bait It, but that rat that used to be a host on Bait It, which I will not say his name, he went off on this tirade on his show. He was like, Philly D is going to compete against Fox News and CNN. He needs this Patreon money. He is building a goddamn news network, people. And like, we're like, okay, well, let's see what happens. A month goes by, nothing. 2 months goes by, nothing. Fucking half of a year goes by, nothing. Philly D comes out with an update. Oh, it's about to happen, blah, blah, blah. Nothing happened. And even if Philly D makes another YouTube channel, how much fucking money does it cost to make? It just doesn't, right? So I hate the con. If Philip DeFranco came out and said, hey, listen, all right, I realize a lot of you people are big fans of the show, and you don't mind paying for extras. So I'm creating a Patreon, and we're going to have some extra stuff that we're going to offer you. If you want to support it, fine. But no, this motherfucker goes on and has this bullshit pitch where he's going to be making this crazy news network that never ever happens. It was a fucking, and you're rich. You don't need the fucking $5 a month from the kid that works at Burger King. You don't need that money, Philly D. You don't. You're good.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to call him out for it because everyone's just saying, oh, well, they're giving it to him willingly. It's their choice to give it.
I know, but
And here's where people get lost in translation as well, because they're not YouTubers or they've never worked in this industry before. They think, because like I think some people have some sort of idea on how much people make from ad revenue now each month, but they don't realize that Philip DeFranco has a sponsorship for every episode. And me and you and Clown, we all know what sponsors pay. We know what sponsors pay, okay? And I'm sitting there going, this motherfucker is I'm saying bare minimum $10,000 for a sponsor.
No.
I'm saying minimum.
Philip DeFranco, bare minimum is making in the $20,000 to $30,000 a video with those sponsors. Those are big sponsors.
I know, but I was being generous.
They're probably
even
higher. They're probably
$10,000
they're probably higher. But my point is that Philip DeFranco really doesn't need a Patreon. All right, he really doesn't need it. All right.
I mean, we have covered all this before, but I guess this is a bit of an update, if you like.
Wait, we did?
Yeah, we did.
Talked
I mean, the episode is called Philip DeFranco, so
we've
recapped
recapped it now. Can we just not stay away from the fact that this cunt is
All
actually
right,
stealing
listen.
people's money?
Yeah.
That is what I'm getting at here. He made a Patreon 1 year ago, made all these promises, put himself in this big room saying he was constructing some gay empire that was gonna revolutionize the news network. He's still recording in his gay office with those two fucking $2 IKEA lights. All right, I don't know where that money went. I don't know if he's got some sort of cocaine addiction.
In fairness, he didn't say he was making a news network to rival CNN. I think a lot of people were saying that for him, perhaps, but he never said so explicitly himself.
No. He was saying he was going to rival the mainstream media.
No, he said he wanted an independent news network that was free from corporate interest.
No, the way he portrayed it and like hyped it up and spoke about it and stuff like that, people were like, fuck, this is
Yes,
gonna
other
be the next
people.
CNN.
Other people. That's my point.
I know, but he intentionally wanted that to happen with how he portrayed it, how he put himself in a room that was being constructed, how he said, the way he said it, like, oh, everything's going to change from here, I'm independent, blah, 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 I'm fucking gay.
I don't 100% disagree with you, Chad, but that is more of a theory than anything else.
Even though I feel like Philip DeFranco was a scumbag for that, and he's faking so many different scenarios, right? He does a really good job on his show, and I watch his show every day. And I will never, ever take that away from him. His team, his editor.
Well, there's nothing really to the editing. It's mostly just jump cuts.
Whatever. The show that he's producing is good. I don't want that to be taken away from him. All right? Because, listen, people have beefs with me all the time, right? They, hate me because I said this. I hate me because I did this, right? But at the end of the day, all I want, all right, is if you watch my show and enjoy my show, don't change your opinion on my actual show based on something else I did and said. All right. When we're coming hard at Philly D, right? We shouldn't be sending the message so strong where it creates some type of mob mentality where people don't want to watch him anymore. Right. I feel like that's ridiculous. I think he should be criticized for this thing, definitely. But I just want to back up that his show is good. And if you're a fan of him, you shouldn't not watch him because of this shitty thing.
I think that's
disagree. Fair. If you're going to be a shitty person, you don't deserve any sort of attention. Fuck that guy. I hope he gets hit by a car.
And for our next topic that we were trying to talk about, but we got derailed, there's a problem on YouTube with exploiting children. And we've known about it forever. The hashtag ElsaGate is the name that people are referring to it.
Which is a terrible name, by the way.
Well, the
Very
reason
name.
why I got the name ElsaGate is because, the movie Frozen, there was a character called Elsa. I'm sure everyone knows because it's such mainstream.
Yeah, the Elsa Spider-Man videos.
Basically,
very small part of the story, though.
there are adults that dress up like Elsa and Spider-Man, and they were doing these creepy fucking videos. H3H3 covered it. We covered it on Dromler. Pyrocynical covered it. So many different commentators called this creepy shit out because it was, these guys dressed up in these cartoon characters doing creepy stuff. They're pooping their diapers. They're pregnant. Some of them are smoking. It's just, it's not for kids, but the content is being aimed towards kids. You know what I mean? It's not kid appropriate. So we're making all these videos. We're calling it out. On top of that, there's even worse stuff. There's families out there that are making videos with their children. The children are doing like these poop prank scenarios. It's just real creepy stuff. All right. And they get on these trends and the trends are creepy and it's attracting monsters. It's attracting pedophiles. It's attracting pedos. So these comments on these videos getting millions and millions of views, if you look at them, it's creepy stuff. It's like pedos and stuff talking about the kids. There was stories in the mainstream media like a couple months ago that I saw about this. Like the mainstream media was covering this too, and YouTube just was not listening to us. They weren't shutting these channels down. They weren't fucking taking these videos down at all.
No, instead they were taking down or outright demonetizing the very videos that were talking about it in the first place.
That were exposing them. And it makes me so goddamn mad because what happened recently, for those of you that don't know, is a bunch of companies got together, and this is why they're calling it Ad Boycott 2 or 3. They got together and they said, look, we're pulling our ads from YouTube. This could have been prevented. All YouTube had to do is just listen to us. You know, if I'm making a video on Drummer and it gets 1 million views, and Pyro's making a video that gets 1 million views, H3H3's making a video that's getting like 4 million views, how is YouTube not seeing this?
There's no way that they didn't see it.
They had to have.
Reddit was talking about it. Twitter was talking about it. Hundreds of people made videos on it. Even Trusted Flagger, who works for YouTube in some capacity, was in contact with YouTube about it.
Trusted Flagger is a pretty legit dude. Trusted Flagger took down all the bullshit that the GTA 5 community was doing. They were doing some crazy manipulation with the algorithm and stuff, and Trusted Flagger went in there and straightened all that out. He's a pretty straight up guy. But Trusted Flagger doesn't work directly for YouTube, but he is like one of the. Remember when YouTube rolled out the cop program or whatever the fuck that was?
He's a YouTube hero.
Yeah. Trusted Flagger is actually a YouTube hero before that program even came out. Like, he actually has contacts with YouTube. They listen to him, and he goes around, and he doesn't get paid for this. He just does this on his own free will. He goes around and takes down the garbage that shouldn't be on YouTube. And he was actively telling YouTube. So you got major YouTubers, all right? You got the mainstream media running articles. You got Trusted Flagger, who's a fucking gold star YouTube hero telling YouTube, and they didn't listen, and we get fucked again. We get an ad boycott 2 again. This is not our fault. This is YouTube's fault. And there's been problems at YouTube since the fucking fall of 2016. Serious problems. And yes, there were problems before that, but not like this. And somebody needs to be held responsible. So people recently, and I'm shocked that it's got this bad, but people are trying to get the CEO of YouTube fired.
Susan fucking Wojcicki.
Dude, I think Susan's a wonderful woman. I think she's a nice woman. I think
I disagree.
I've seen her in interviews. I feel like she really cares about YouTube. However, all right, she has failed at this job. She has failed at this job. There's been too many problems at YouTube for the last year.
I think
she has to be held responsible.
If she cares, she'll step down before something bad happens. And I really hope something bad does happen, because I've heard nothing but good things about her. Little scenario, Sky Does Minecraft or Net Nobody now was telling me how wonderful she was treating him. So I've heard nothing but good things about her, like, outside of the internet. But this bitch is just too old to be running a platform that's just flooded with young people. It's one of those. She's one of those people. She's one of those people that are so disconnected.
You can't call her a bitch. That's not fair.
I'm sorry.
I'm more interested in the old part. You can't really say she's old.
Well, she is old.
Well, she's probably in her late 40s or something, but she's not too old to run a major company.
Yes, she is. She's
Listen,
old. She's no. Listen to me. She's so old, she's disconnected from the whole thing. She sees it from an outside perspective of someone that's never been on YouTube before. I don't know how she got this job in the first place.
Chad, listen to me. No, you don't know what you're talking about.
She's that girl that rocks up to a party and goes...
I don't know what you're talking about. Let me interrupt you just for 1 second. This whole thing, YouTube, it started...
Who the fuck is playing rap music?
My fucking phone is going off. 1 minute.
Pick it up.
I'm trying. What the fuck? It's like glitch. I'm being hacked.
No, you're not.
I am being hacked.
Keem, your fingers are probably just too fat for the keypad.
I am being hacked!
Just press a fucking button.
I'm being hacked, you idiot.
Throw it out the wall, dude. You can afford a new one.
I'm being hacked.
What the fuck is that ringtone?
1 minute.
I can't believe it. 34 years old and he's still listening to fucking Kids Bop.
My phone is literally playing music for no reason. All right, I'm back. My phone just got hacked.
It can't have.
Yes.
I'm talking shit.
Why are you saying it didn't? How do you know? Are you looking at my fucking phone?
It's fucking
You know what?
ludicrous.
I'm sorry that you're a fucking nobody, but I'm a somebody. I'm a goddamn target, and my phone just got hacked. Shut your fucking mouth, clown. You don't know what you're
What a
talking
genius
about.
troll. You're like, someone hacks your phone and plays Incy Wincy Bitsy fucking Spider.
That's not what they were playing. They were playing a fucking rap song.
Team's that guy, that old man that gets an email going, oh, the king of Nigeria needs my bank info. I'm going to give it to him.
No, I am definitely not that person, you fucking moron.
Well, you kind of are. I mean, you were telling me once that you had a map, a treasure map, to some Nazi gold buried somewhere in the fucking Antarctic, and you're going to go out there one day with a metal detector.
Yes, I do, because I know where the fucking Nazi gold is. I know where it is.
I rest my case. That is
I know
fucking
where it is,
insane.
but that has nothing to do with what Chad was saying.
Who
Chad
sold
was
you the
saying,
map? Some fucking
Chad
Nigerian
was,
warlord.
No. Nobody sold me the map. I've done
boys,
the research myself. I know
settle.
where the fucking. I know
Shut
exactly.
up, Treasure Hunter Keem. All right, okay, let's just get back on topic here. Susan is so disconnected from fucking YouTube that she doesn't know what's going on and she doesn't know what to do. She's that cunt that rocks up to a party and goes, "How you do, fellow kids?" She doesn't know what she's doing and there's nothing that can change that. And to try integrate herself in the community, she brings out this video going, "Oh, I'm making YouTube videos now. Huh? I'm hip. I'm joining the club." Like, fuck off, bitch.
I mean, she is disconnected from making YouTube videos and being a YouTuber, yeah. But she's not disconnected from running a company, I would say.
Guys, the
Not
creators
necessarily.
of
It just
YouTube.
turns out she's pretty bad at her job.
Okay, so the creators of YouTube or the creators of Google, I can't remember really which ones it was, but I think it was actually the creators of Google, all right? When they were first starting off, they needed a place to start this company. And their first employee was her, Susan. They started Google or YouTube, I can't remember which one, in Susan's garage. Susan has been a part of YouTube or Google from like day one. That's how she got the job.
It doesn't debate the fact that she's disconnected and she doesn't know what she's doing. She's literally fucking up in every aspect.
The problem is the total lack of transparency. We never really know what's going on. And maybe she's not to blame. Maybe we can point the finger at some of the other employees in the company. But like with all companies, when we don't know what's happening, we've only got the figurehead to blame. We can only point the finger at the figurehead.
The CEO is
that's-
always to blame. The CEO is always to blame. Like,
I mean, not always, but in this situation, yeah, we've got to hold someone responsible. We've got to point the finger at someone. Who better than the CEO of the company? Who better than the figurehead? It's a good argument to make that she could be a bit of a scapegoat in this. I personally don't think she is.
The CEO,
but that is a fair argument.
The CEO makes like millions and millions of dollars, and if anything goes wrong, like they're to blame. That's why they're getting paid all this money, is because they have the responsibility of the whole company. If anything goes wrong, no matter whose fault it is, it lands on their head.
From the community's perspective, yeah, I think it's fair enough. That's what I'm saying.
A year has gone by. We're still having really big problems here. I'm sorry, but I think Susan needs to be fired. I do.
I agree. They have started a petition now to get her fired, but it's kind of pointless.
If there were videos all over YouTube demanding that she gets fired, like let's say Jesse Wellens, right, made a video, or Casey Neistat, all the commentary community, let's say Drumler, let's just say like the main channels that we know, if everyone came out together and said Susan needs to be fired, that would make mainstream news. That would be everywhere. That would be everywhere. And she would get fired.
The problem is that most YouTubers are too afraid to do that. They're too afraid to speak out against YouTube. They fear that their channel might become blacklisted. And honestly, that is a rational fear. That is a very rational fear.
Yeah, you don't call out the CEO of the company that pays you.
But at the end of the day, what are you going to do? Like, these problems are too big. Like, somebody needs to get fired.
I think you're the one that needs to lead this revolution, man. I think you need to take the risk. I think you need to call her out, pal. I'm entrusting you for this task.
I mean, I've already said this, and I don't want to repeat myself just to hit the 10-minute mark. Like, you know, I was part of Ice Age or whatever. Or maybe I was Wild Fat Ass. Fucking commentary community made videos on this, all right? These videos got millions of views calling this shit out a year ago. A year ago. The mainstream media has run multiple articles talking about adults dressing up as Elsa and Spider-Man. Multiple articles I have seen.
Can I just clarify? With the
out,
Spider-Man Elsa shit, it's actually got very little.
I'm in the middle of saying something. There was really I haven't even got to it yet, but you just interrupt me. And now what I'm saying doesn't have the right effect to it because I was interrupted.
Fuck you, clown.
Can I also make
It's
the point
it's got
that
very
there
little
were
to
multiple...
do with it. The Elsa and Frozen
Oh my
thing's got very
God.
little.
Do you care about YouTube? If you do, shut up and just let me say this one
Are you
thing,
serious?
clown.
You interrupt me all the fucking time, Keemstar. You interrupt me
There
all the
were
time.
multiple articles on the mainstream media. You could look them up over the last year of fucking articles that came out calling out YouTube because there were cartoons, all right, that looked like they were kid-friendly, but there were adult themes going on through these cartoons. There were articles about the exploitation of children. You know, little kids being put in weird, creepy situations by their parents who are filming and editing these videos and it being uploaded to YouTube. Like, everybody was saying YouTube do something, and YouTube did nothing. And because of them doing nothing, I'm sorry, but Susan, you gotta go. You gotta go.
What
we are
they've
YouTube
done is
partners.
kind of worse.
God damn it. Clown, you can talk for the rest of the podcast. It's all yours. Go ahead.
Okay, well, you're saying YouTube did nothing. But actually, what they've done is probably worse than nothing. Because we've got this big campaign now where they're targeting every single video on the platform, pretty much. You can get your video demonetized simply for fucking swearing now. When did the advertisers ever have a fucking problem with that? When did they start pulling out because of the fact that you were swearing? I mean, it was videos like the Alabama... So I can't say fucking... The point is, it was a very small set of videos that the advertisers had a problem with. And the system that they've implemented to counter that doesn't work anyway. Because now we've got Adpocalypse 2 or 3 or whatever, where these children are dancing half naked on a fucking webcam and there are pedophiles in the fucking comments. What has this system done? Well, I mean, it's actually hindered, if anything, creators because their videos are being unfairly demonetized and the advertisers never fucking cared about putting their ads on those videos in the first. That's not why they pulled out. Really, the main issue that I see with YouTube, like, it's been a fucking pointless venture all round. And also the same reason why Susan Wojcicki needs to fucking go. She needs to get canned.
There's also just so many other. There's so
The
many
only
other
the
flaws in
only
the
the
system,
only way
and one
things
of
are
them
going to get changed. I'm sorry, Chad, real quick. The only way that things are going to change is if people demand that she gets fired, that there's hashtag fire Susan, and that she actually gets fired. If she actually gets fired, I bet things would change around here real quick.
You don't know that for sure. You don't know that for sure. And you'll feel like a piece of shit if she does get fired and nothing like new happens.
Who's to say we don't get someone worse?
There's so many other problems that don't just stem from her. A quick example is the review system on YouTube. So if you get flagged by the bot because you said fuck or something in your channel, your video automatically gets demonetized and you need to set it for review. After setting it for review, it then gets manually reviewed by someone, okay? And these cunts don't follow guidelines. These guys like will watch the video and just like, yeah, I could just get some SJW reviewing my video and she go, don't really like it, not gonna monetize it. Or I'm gonna get some guy that's like, he said fuck, I'm just gonna monetize it. You know what I mean? I've got one video on my channel demonetized, my most popular video with Ian, and nothing bad happened in that video at all, but it's demonetized. Yet I see people with monetized videos where they're just openly saying cunt, joking about rape and stuff like that. I'm like, why the hell did I get demonetized for getting shampoo poured on my head?
Maybe she sees this and is like, okay, well, they're kind of right. Like, I gotta change this and fix all this. You know, maybe that's the case. Because do you guys remember that? Like grade A under A, like got her attention with that shit.
Yeah, I
vaguely remember that.
He did some type of stunt and had everybody spam her on Twitter. He got her attention.
Oh shit, my iPad's going off.
Oh, now you're being hacked. Now you're being hacked, motherfucker. How do you like it?
No, I just set an alarm. There you go. It's just a fucking alarm. Oh shit! I dropped it. I fucking dropped it.
Yeah, you dropped it because your shit's hacked.